got to talk about our guy Plug Two. Trugoy the Dove, De La Soul, Long Island, New York representative. You always saw him with that smile. Like it's so funny seeing rappers smiling and he had that tooth missing. You know what I'm saying? This dude was just legendary, man. He passed away this week. We'll go into the other situation later, but what's just your thoughts on this loss, man? Because this is heavy, man, especially on the tip of the iceberg that they was about to do with getting their music back on streaming platforms that we just talked about with the Snoop situation.
And it just seems like, man, whenever, these artists fight to get things that's rightfully theirs back, there's some type of situation that seems to always take place. Some type of, I'm not saying like, somebody leaving this earth, but just a situation, like something happens all the time, like some type of issue.
Just in general,
man. But I mean, we talking about, again, like one of the absolute legendary hip hop groups of all time.
Absolutely.
Easily top 5. Like,
yes.
On any metric,
Facts.
Some people probably argue top 3, but either way, on any metric, this is one of the elite of the elite groups, man. Always had a positive spin on everything that they did, man. Part of the native tongues. I mean, they came from that conscious rap era as well, where, what I'm saying, they was cutting through a lot of the gangster rap. You know what I'm saying? So they just brought a different, just a different point to hip hop, man, that we all needed. Like your Chuck D's of the world, your De La's, your Tribes. Man, they brought something different that we really needed. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of like what Mike Brown was saying. They was the checks and balances.
Facts.
For
right.
hip-hop.
Yeah.
Facts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We owe De La, Trugoy, just a ton of respect, man, for what they've done for the game. And it was needed, man. And this one hurts, though. I mean, I know we always say every time somebody leaves this earth, a MC, we say it hurts, but man, this one caught me off guard, man. I didn't expect this one. You know what I'm saying? I always go back to, Stakes is High. That was like one of my favorite albums ever. I always go back to that, you know what I'm saying, when I'm just zoning out, working my 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? I always go back to that, man. And like Power said, 54 is still young. It's still young in hip hop.
Just period.
Very young.
It's still young.
That means middle age is like 25 to 28 years old. That's
when
crazy.
You think about how there's 16, 15-year-olds like cutting albums, and this dude is still doing his thing. Well, he was doing his thing and touring with the group. It just shows how young 54 is just for the hip hop connection. But this was definitely a tough one, man. I mean, rest in peace. Definitely peace to Maceo, the rest of the crew.
Pause. Yeah.
We all stand with y'all. We all grieving. You know what I'm saying? This is tough, man. I mean, I can't put it into any other words, man. This was a very difficult situation, man, for hip hop, man. It really was. Especially for
we were supposed to celebrate De La Soul in a month.
Exactly.
Which we still can. We still can.
We can, but
yeah, this is gonna be different, of course.
It's gonna be different, man. This is a void. This is a void. There is no De La without Trugoy. Now, granted, his spirit is going to continue to live on. His music is going to continue to live forever, but not to be able to see him on stage, it's going to be tough. I'm just glad I was able to see this man perform multiple times while he was still living.
I'm so glad you said that, because De La Soul is one of the best performing entities that I've ever seen in the hip hop space. I'm just so glad I was able to see him in person, years back. Go ahead, J Camp.
No, I was gonna just piggyback off that, man. We talk about the chemistry that LOX had. These dudes had that same type of chemistry on the stage, man. It's like they just wake up out of their sleep and they can recite each other's bars. You know,
and
what
their
I'm saying?
energy is crazy on
The
stage.
energy is crazy, man.
Yeah,
and salute for
It's
to Dave
effortless.
Chappelle for putting that on too, man. You got to see it on Dave Chappelle, man, and how they just moved through the tour bus, man. Shout out to Yummy, man, holding it down, man, on that
Salute to
clip
Yummy
too.
Bingham. I know she's going through it too.
To me, like they're when you hear locks go back and forth, like you said, J Cam, Bebo P, you think of these guys, man, starting it.
Man, mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my De La clothes, or is it just my De La soul? Come on, y'all. He said
what Miss LB said is true too, man. It's just sad that he didn't get to see the young Gen get into it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's too difficult for me personally to point out all of Plug 2's legacy in just a exorbitant fashion or means without mentioning all of De La Soul's, because they were thick as thieves, basically. I mean, from Trugoy setting off that classic verse that I just thought of, that Me, Myself, and I, which was the self-titled track of that album back in, I want to say 89. And then also serving as a standout feature on A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders, third track. It was the We on the War too, or what that joint, and even the joint that the visual video that Iceberg just spoke of a minute or two ago. Rocking the Incredible Hulk arm while rapping his Much More verse on that tour bus with Yummy Bingham and Pos and Dave Chappelle because that was a clip from the Chappelle show years back. I mean, just in many more instances that we just don't have time to process, communicate, but we definitely could reflect on. It's definitely a blow, like J Camp says. So whether you're talking about Trugoy the Dove, who was Plug 2, Plug 1, Pos, Maceo, or let's not forget about DJ Prince Paul too.
Salute.
Salute. These guys were and still are considered the hip hop hippies, and they delivered their style of music in a fashion that was fun and unafraid. And
before you go in there real quick, Bebo.
No, that I landed my plane right there.
This Oli. I gotta put a cool phone for them. We know every Disney movie starts out with Bambi's mama dying to get you caught up in it, right? To get you connected to it. She's saying, what if the passing into the spirit world is actually helping the music being heard on a higher level? To me, I kind of take it and flip it and say, could you say something happened on purpose so the people who have a financial interest get their bread?
I mean, I think it is coincidental for the sad event to have taken place and on Super Bowl Sunday. Personally, I won't go down conspiracy corner, with the tinfoil, but if y'all got something to say about just that response in general, I'll let y'all at it.
I'm gonna let that one slide just out of respect. But I hear what you're saying though, Iceberg. I mean,
shout out to my sister. My sister one that basically hit me up about it was like the time is just bad.
It was the timing. That's what I'm saying, man. Like it seems like when cats get their ownership back, stuff they're fighting for that's rightfully theirs, I always feel like, man, these type of things seem to randomly pop up, and it's sad to feel that way. It's sad to look at it like that, but it's hard not to, though. It's hard not to kind of have questions. It's hard not to have questions.
Yeah,
this is something that happened to Prince too. Prince basically was off the label, and they said, hey, we just want to just market Purple Rain. It's the 25th anniversary of Purple Rain. Next thing you know, he's in the elevator buck. You know what I'm saying? After he signed that deal. And I'm sure those deals have insurance policies in them and all kind of other things as well that benefit the people who basically are fronting that money to make sure they get their money back.
We've talked about that.
So again, out of respect, man, we're not going to go into it, but we'd be stupid not to talk about it or just have that in the back of our mind,
Just
man, understanding the
question.
game. You know, just asking the question, man, like BOP says. But again, much love, man.
Rest in peace, Trugoy the
Yeah, man.
Dove.
It's just a sad situation, man. 'Cause we were so excited, man, to see these dudes hit the road again, music's popping. Oh, man.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, we definitely want to still support Maceo and Plug One, man. Come on, man. You know how that
Absolutely. Absolutely. And condolences to the loved ones of Trugoy the Dove as well. And
Absolutely.
just De La's as a whole.
No, and I know what you're talking about, Oli. I understand what you're saying as far as like the spiritual side of it, but we talking about another side of it. But you jumped it off.
100%. 100%. What you saying though? I mean, this is definitely because people they're not gonna know who Trugoy is, and they're gonna be curious now. Why so many people why are so many older people talking about this guy? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, this would be a situation for him to get, well, for De La as a unit, you know, to get some more ears, which is,
and I feel
I don't want to call it
saying,
blessing in disguise, but we'll just call it a blessing.